Learning how you can conduct deep work on a daily basis can become one of the most unfair advantage for you over other entrepreneurs out there. It will give you an edge over 90% of entrepreneurs because let's be honest, it's very difficult to focus and do the work these days. And look, if you've been struggling to sit down and focus and do the deep work, then in this video, I'm going to give you everything that you need as perfect routine that you can follow, as well as practical tools that you can leverage to actually get in the zone, do the deep work, and achieve your goals effortlessly. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. So you probably know the importance of deep work and how essential it is for an entrepreneur who wants to grow their business. And as I've said, it can be your biggest competitive advantage out there. And it's one of the most important skill that you can learn and master. And it also helps to shape your focus, helps you enter the flow state with absolute ease. It also helps you maximize the quality of your work, and as well as increase your productivity and creativity, and it allows you to achieve great things and all your goals faster and effortlessly. Right now, I'm going to cover a couple of things that you need to have in place and you need to have optimized to actually get into the flow state and make sure that your deep work is the best could possibly be. And the first one is environment. You need to make sure that your environment is optimized for productivity and focus. You can't have your phone nearby distracting you unless you use it for work. And when you use it for work, you need to make sure that all the apps, social media, YouTube is blocked and you don't have access to it. And you can have your social media open on your browser, on your computer, or any other distractions around you that might steal your focus and attention. And to access the flow state and do the deep work with absolute ease is to upgrade your environment. That means cleaning it up, making sure that your workspace is clean, that you have just your computer and that's it, nothing else, no distractions. And also create a place that you enjoy working in. Your environment, your office, your living space, or even if you go and work in a cafe or a co-working space, you need to make sure that it's pleasant to work, that you enjoy working in, because that way, getting into the flow state and doing the deep work will be very enjoyable and you will want to do it more and more. So that's the point here, right? So you want to also make it easy for you to do the work. Next one, we have clarity. So without being 100% clear on what is it that you need to work on before your deep work, it's going to be very difficult for you to get it done and make progress. What will happen is that procrastination will kick in and everything will go downhill from there. There are two things that you can do here to help with this situation. And one of those things is identifying 3 to 5 tasks that move the needle forward in your business. And also you want to make sure that those tasks are not too easy or too hard to do, because then you will experience this analysis paralysis if the task is too difficult for you, or you will experience boredom and you won't essentially do the task because it's very boring. So you need to make sure that you find the balance right in the middle. And for doing this, you don't need a fancy app to schedule your tasks and manage your tasks. All you need sometimes is just a piece of paper or a journal that you can write down those 3 to 5 tasks, or a simple app that is very clean and minimal to use and it's Todoist. And the next thing you can do is that before you do your deep work, you want to sit down and review your task and visualize yourself doing the task and getting it done. This will help you prime your brain for the task at hand. It will help you focus and will give you the clarity that you need on exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it, and by when you need to do it, right? Which I'm going to be talking about later in this video about how to go about your deep work routine, the timing and stuff like that. But visualization will really help you prime your brain for the task at hand, and it will actually help you get it done. Next one is multitasking. And the multitasking is one of the biggest mistakes people do when they try to be productive. And a lot of people claim these days that, oh, I can multitask. I'm this type of person that can do 2 things at a time and make progress and be efficient. But the truth is, it's actually not the case, because your brain can't focus on 2 things at a time. It's just not how we are primed and not how we are wired as people. So it's very important to understand that multitasking won't allow you to be more productive, more efficient, and it won't help you get into the deep work. And you won't be able to do deep work efficiently. So once you complete your priority task number 1, which you've listed from the previous slide that I mentioned about the top 3 to 5 tasks, once you're done with the priority 1, you move on to the next one, and you don't try to start task number 2 if the task number 1 it's not done. You need to be very careful and follow this principle, because otherwise you won't be efficient and you won't ever do high quality deep work, and you won't be able to access flow state. Next one, we have no stimulants before deep work. So if you go on social media, watch YouTube videos, or play video games before you're about to do your deep work, you will struggle. You will struggle a lot. And it's because the cheap dopamine that you're getting from social media, from YouTube, it will make the work that you need to do less appealing and less fun, which essentially signals to your brain that it's not something that you want to do, and you will avoid it at all costs without you even knowing it, because that's how our brains are wired. They will prioritize tasks that are easy, simple, and fun instead of work that may be dreading, boring, and not something that you sometimes enjoy. So that's very important to understand. And this is the biggest trap for entrepreneurs. And if you want to be successful, you need to be careful, and you need to stop stimulating your brain with this cheap dopamine before you work. And I highly recommend you also after work, because there's not a single benefit out there that you will receive from cheap dopamine, unless you need to consume content to help you improve your own content. Other than that, you should consciously try to train yourself to stop stimulation and not go on social media, and try to avoid it at all costs before, during, and after your work. And use that energy and willpower and motivation that you have for work. And by channeling your dopamine on your work instead of on social media, YouTube, and video games, you actually enjoy the work more, and you will want to work more instead of going on social media. So that can be very beneficial. Okay, the next thing is you want to do your deep work first thing in the morning. And over the course of a couple of years, I experienced this myself, and I was trying to see what's the best time to do the deep work. And for me personally, and also for other people that I've helped, it's first thing in the morning. And there is a reason behind it. And one of those reasons is that your energy and cognitive performance is at its highest in first hours after waking up. So you simply don't want to waste it on tasks that are not going to help you move forward. You don't want to waste that energy and cognitive performance on tasks that are not going to impact your business in a way. You want to use that time and that energy to do the tasks that are most important and very difficult to do, which is essentially why you do deep work in the first place. And before you do anything else in your morning routine, like cold showers, meditations, going to the gym, eating, reading, whatever that might be, try to do one deep work block first thing in the morning, right after you wake up, and see how you feel and focus. You can experiment this. I've experienced a lot over the course of a couple of years, as I've said, with this morning deep work and when to do the deep work, and you can find something that works for you. But if you're struggling to get the work done in the morning, then I highly suggest you to eliminate everything else from your schedule, and right after you wake up, just do the deep work, and you will see incredible changes. And also you'll be able to get one day's worth of work done in 1 to 2 hours. Next one is nutrition and hydration. And one of the most effective advice and recommendation that I can give you when it comes to nutrition and deep work and focus is to avoid a lot of carbs before and during your deep work, because carbs will slow you down, and the energy that needs to go into thinking and working will go into digesting, and that will leave you tired and focused. And for some individuals, it can also cause brain fog and inability to make decisions and think clearly, which is exactly what you don't want as an entrepreneur. So you want to prioritize healthy fats and protein with only a handful of carbs in a form of fruit or anything that has a low glycemic index, because carb intake can also cause insulin spike. And by spiking your insulin rapidly and very quickly, you will experience energy roller coasters, and you won't be able to focus. You will have headaches. You will essentially won't be able to sit down and do your deep work. So if you want to eat some carbs, which I recommend to make sure that your blood sugar is balanced, then eat something like berries or something again that has low glycemic index. And on top of it, to get most of your deep work and focus time, you can drink 200 milligrams of caffeine before or while you're in your deep work. And I actually recorded a couple of videos on caffeine on my YouTube channel here, so you can just go back and search for it, or I will just leave the link in the description below, and you can actually see when and how to drink your first cup of coffee and how to actually use caffeine to help you stay focused and help you enhance your deep work, and also what you can add into your coffee to make the experience even better. And lastly, we have hydration. So every 1 hour for the first 10 hours after waking up, most of the time while you're hydrating, you're going to spend in your deep work. So ensure you hydrate for energy and cognitive performance. So as you can see in the study below, dehydration causes drop in cognitive performance, and you won't be able to execute on a high level. So make sure that you hydrate. And when it comes to the amount, so for every hour, drink 240 milliliters of water. All right, and the last tip or rule for deep work is to do physical activity before a deep work block. So the best way to maximize your break is to avoid any type of stimulation like social media, YouTube, or chatting with other people, or whatever that might be that we discussed before. As well as you want to avoid cognitive stimulation, which is consuming things. So to recover and to make sure that you're ready for the next deep work block, it's very important again to incorporate breaks. And you don't want to use that break to read a book or go on social media or watch a YouTube video or whatever that might be, because that won't help your brain to recover and to relax. That will only waste the energy that you need for the next deep work block. So instead, what you can do is you can incorporate some movement. You can do some push-ups, pull-ups, squats, jumping jacks, or just run around the block or go for a walk with your dog or whatever that might be. You just want to incorporate some movement. So how a deep work routine could look like for you. So number one, you pick a workplace that you enjoy, could be a cafe, a co-working space, or in your living space or in your office. Then you want to set a timer for 60 to 120 minutes. Then you want to have your essential 3 to 5 tasks ready. Put some noise cancelling headphones, playing Brain FM or Endel.io. Tack one task from the list that you created. Once completed, move on to the next one. Don't start, like I've said throughout this video, don't start task number 2 while you're still working on task number 1. And once the deep work block is done, then you want to take a break for 10 to 20 minutes and you want to repeat this process for 1 to 3 times. So that's everything for today's video. If you liked it, make sure that you hit thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.